Brighton. I like Brighton, man. I love Brighton. Good place. Good place. All right. South London. Oh, you actually might be my neighbor. Um, Kuwait. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm getting people messaging me saying they can't get in the room, but everyone's here, so that can't be the case. Wicked. All right. Well, I'm not gonna wait too much longer. I'll just let people in. East London. Okay. Lovely. All right. Well, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna get going, man, because I don't want to wait. I'm on a time. I'm on a literally hour. I'm gonna get in and out. I'm gonna provide as much value as I can in 1 hour. No waffle, and then let you guys crack on. So I'm gonna share my screen, and we are gonna get straight into it. So, can everyone see my screen right now? I've got a couple things open which I should close. But apart from that, yes, leave my calendar. Everyone should see my screen. Let me just make that a bit bigger. Lovely. Boom. All right then. So today, guys, is going to be all about sales. Yes, all about sales. This is very, very important, and I'm going to tell you a very honest kind of scenario and situation. When I started coaching, I would say that I would have made a lot more money as an online coach if I knew how to actually sell my program. Um, but I would say I probably had well over 1,000 sales calls, and I would say at this particular stage, if I knew what I knew now, if I knew that back then, I would have made a lot more money as an online coach. So sales, in my opinion, is probably the most important skill for a fitness coach to have, specifically an online fitness coach. And I don't mean working in the gym, because when you're in a gym, selling is, I personally think that's easy. I could sell to someone in the gym with my eyes closed. But online is a lot different, it's a lot different. And out of interest, yeah, for those of you that are all, how many of you guys are already doing online coaching? Like you're actually doing it on, you've got online coaching business, you're taking sales calls. Put it in the chat. Give me a 1 if you're already doing it. For those of you that are maybe still working in the gym, give me a 2, so I kind of know what kind of vibe I've got in the room here. Because for those of you that are transitioning to online coaching, that's that's going to be important. And for those of you that are already doing online coaching, the next step for you is actually knowing how to charge what you're worth. Okay, so if you're already doing online coaching, give me a 1 in the chat, please. If you're not doing it yet, but you're transitioning into doing it from personal trainer, give me a 2 in the chat, so I can kind of get a little bit of a read on the room. And if you're not even a coach, why are you here? Anyway, let's go. Boom. So before I even get into this, how many of you, for those of you that are selling online, get one of these 3 objections? I need to think about it. I need to go talk to my partner. I need to check my finances. Any of you get those 3? Give me a 1 in the chat or a yes in the chat if you get any of those 3 as an online coach, please. I need someone to put some stuff in the chat, or else I don't know if we're gonna move forward tonight. I need to feel some energy in the room. Come on. If you're not getting any of those chat, well, yeah, you must be killing it. Come on, that chat ain't. I don't see nothing in the chat. Am I blind? Okay, yeah. Wicked. I'm seeing some numbers. All right, lovely. Yeah, everyone's feeling it. Cool. So I've had all of them, trust me. And I'd have like hot streaks, yeah. I'd have periods of time where I'm making loads of sales. Then I'll have another period of time where it's like, oh, I need to talk to my partner. I can't afford it. Da da da. And it was just so annoying, so annoying. So today I'm going to show you how you can sell your coaching program for anything from 1 to 3K for a 3 or 6 month package, and how to overcome those objections. There's going to be 4 important frameworks to sell your coaching program for a high price. There's more than 4, but I've only got an hour, so I can only give you 4. On top of that, for those of you that feel brave, we're going to do like a 10-minute role play at the end to see who's really picked up what we're going to learn today. So before I get into this, big warning. I would say there's a lot of issues with online coaching these days. And it's mainly because there's so many people doing online coaching. Everyone thinks they're Alex Hormozy with these crazy offers. And a lot of coaches are entering the market not knowing what to do. They don't know how to price their program. They don't know how to make an offer that's compelling. Sorry, whoever's trying to request to take control of my screen, I'm going to decline that. There's a struggle with actually talking to the market. There's a struggle with trying to compete with influencers. You are not an influencer. I'm not an influencer, so there's no point trying to compete with them. Unless you can already organically get hundreds of thousands of views, which is quite difficult to do, you can't compete with them. You need to learn how to compete with yourself, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that. And the thing is, a lot of coaches are using outdated tactics. They're selling their program for less than $200 or £200 a month, and they're barely making $5 grand a month or 10K a month. If you are in that position, then you're going to find it's very beneficial, because I think until I had this mindset switch, I wasn't able to make more money. Quick question. If you've got an online coaching program and you've also done face-to-face coaching, yeah, who charges less for their online coaching program compared to their face-to-face coaching? You can put a 1 in the chat if that's you, because I come across a lot of coaches who seem to do that. And they say to me, well, I'm at gym with the person, so they automatically prescribe more value to that, which is, I understand the mindset behind it, but I would ask you this one question. If you was coaching me, and let's just say I'm a 40-year-old man wanting to lose 20, I want to lose my dad bod. Do you think that I care whether you're in the gym holding my hand or giving me an online program as long as I get to the result? I don't, right? I just want to get the result. I want to lose my dad bod. So whether you help someone online or face to face, the value is not in the medium in which they get the result. The value is in if they get the bloody result. Okay, that's the only thing that's valuable here. So you have to remember that, because it wasn't until I had that mindset switch I was able to charge more. So the biggest problems we're going to solve today is actually how to qualify people before they get on the call with you. You want to try and avoid getting on the call with people that are not ready, they're not even serious, they're window shopping, stuff like that. Using NLP strategy. So this is called linguistic psychology to basically decrease the sales resistance. So what you want to try and do is, when you're talking to people, you don't want them to feel like they're being sold to. You want to be genuine in your selling. And how to avoid things like, I need to think about it, or I need to speak to my partner. And if we got time, we'll do a little bit of sales role play for those of you that are feeling brave. So what causes the problems that we spoke about previously? Maybe you're pushing too hard to make a sale, so you sound desperate on a sales call. You keep decreasing your price to make the sale, but eventually you just devalue the program. You know what I say? People who pay attention. The people that give me the most headaches are the people that pay the least, 9 times out of 10. So what you want to do is, you never want to drop the price. Really, you shouldn't be dropping the price. It's actually not in your best interest to be giving out discounts all the time. If you have no qualification process before letting people get on a sales call with you, there's a reason why half the people will be saying, I need to think about it. You don't have a life-changing offer that people actually feel is worth it. That's another issue that we see. I see it a lot, where coaches, literally their program is just like everybody else's, and you don't learn how to deal with the hardest part of the sales call. Just like, I guess, what's the hardest part of a sales call? Anybody? I'll let you unmute for this one. Unmute and tell me what you think, because I'm going to tell you what I think. Anybody? Closing. Yeah, the end, bro. The end. That's the hardest part, because that's the hardest part. Getting the money is the hardest part, right? So here's what people do when they do sales training. They teach you all these questions and stuff before you get to the sale, but that's backwards. If you learn how to deal with the hardest part, which is the objection, then everything else you can learn as you go on. But the hardest part is dealing with, I need to think about it, or can I talk to the missus, or da-da-da-da-da. So we're going to break that down at the end today. And the reason also I've got to show you guys that is proof that what we do works is essentially, when we teach people these things, they can get results like this, okay? And I'm not doing this to brag or anything like that, but I am showing you guys that I want you guys to know that I'm not chatting rubbish, and I believe in everything that I'm about to teach you, because our clients are getting results just through kind of doing what we tell them to do. And it's just a matter of being consistent and learning the skills to be able to do this. Now, before I move forward, this is not for everyone. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, this is for every person in the room. If you're an absolute beginner and you don't even have a clue what online coaching is, this may not really be that beneficial to you. And if you're someone who gets upset when I make you an offer after giving you a ton of value for 60 minutes, sorry, I am going to offer to help you and personalize this for you on a one-to-one level. So if you don't like that, see you later. And unfortunately, I can't fit everything that I've learned over the last 5 years into 60 minutes. So there are going to be some bits that you do need a bit more of a personal touch to get to where you need to get to. So let's go with step 1. Before someone gets on a call with you, there are certain things you should have in place. Yeah, You should not just be taking calls with anybody that walks through the door, because you need to work out, is the person even right for you? Now, before we get to that, we need to work out. I need to ask you some questions. Do you have a really dialed in niche, a target market? If you got some time, if you're able to type it in the chat, put in the chat, like, what's your niche? What's your target market? We can't sell nothing if we don't have a target market. Okay, that's very, very important to note, and I'll explain why this is important in a second. Next question is, does the person actually fit your niche? So has the person that's booked the call, are they actually aligned with your niche? You might notice we're going to talk about niche a lot today because that's really important. But if they don't, it's not going to work. And I'll explain in a bit more detail in a second. And do you have content that they've actually consumed? Yeah, because sometimes you might get people that book a call, but they have no idea about you. They maybe came across your Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube, and they book a call and they just booked it because the link was there, but they didn't actually consume anything. You end up getting on a call with them and it's just like you just wasted 20 minutes. So this is very, very important. And the reason that this is important is because let's just say I am a coach for men, busy dads, but I'm getting women booking calls with me. And I keep getting a subjection of I'm not ready yet, or I can't afford it. It's just because my niche and who I'm trying to actually speak to is not aligned, and I'm getting on the call with the wrong people. So you need to qualify before letting people on the call with you. I've just screenshotted one of my old diaries that I used to let people book in with me. So before someone books a call with me, they would need to fill in this form right here. And I even had one more that was about investment, and it would be like, are you in a position to invest in your health? Or if you could invest and you knew for a fact I'd get you a result in 6 months, how much could you invest, etc., etc. You can qualify financially too. Here's another way to qualify financially, and you might want to write this one down. If you don't want to ask someone specifically if they're willing to invest or how much money they have, ask them this. What's your occupation and how does it affect your health and fitness? Cool. Now, it doesn't give you an exact number on how much they make, but it does allow you to understand a little bit more about what job they have and what their position is. So then you can kind of see, they probably could afford what I'm about to sell them. Okay, so if you do not have any pre-qualifications, you're wasting your time. And it's important, yeah, that you get your niche dialed in, because even coaches that have loads of followers still have niches. Yeah, I just picked 3 random coaches that I just came across today. So this guy, he's a men's lifestyle coach. So if he's getting women booked on a diary, the likelihood is he'll probably cancel the meeting. Now, some of us at the start, if you're just starting, listen, you got to get as much money as you can. You take a call with anyone. But when you're trying to get to that level, that 10K, 15K, 20K level, you need to start thinking about like actually holding back some of your time with people that deserve it and are fit your business and your target market. Another coach here, Brett Contreras. Some of you guys have probably seen his page, the glute guy. Clearly, he's attracting women, yeah, because I don't know a lot of men that are trying to grow their glutes. It's very clear. It's so clear. So obviously he doesn't do one-to-one online premium coaching, but the example I'm setting here is that he has his niche so dialed in that people that buy his program, you go on his page, it's literally 100% women. There's barely any men on his page for a reason. And then the next one would be the Dad Bod Wad. That's the guy, Dad Bods. Okay, Dad Bods, nearly 200K followers. It's very clear he helps men, dads. Okay, simple. Okay, so your niche, I can't teach you any sales if you ain't got a clear niche. Okay, because your diary is going to get packed out with people that shouldn't be there. So the reason that this is important is because it's going to provide a lot of clarity. So then people are booking in your diary, yeah, it's going to help, yeah. So if you ignore this, you're going to get poor leads. You're going to get leads that come in, but they're not even aligned with you and your coaching and what you stand for. You're going to get a high churn rate, because even if you sold to these people, your program wasn't built for them. So guess what? You're going to get people that pay you and they're going to text you 2 days later. Oh, sorry, I didn't think that this, I just thought I made a snap decision. I don't really want to work with you. Can I get a refund? Or every month you're going to get people leaving your program. You're going to get excessive time writing new programs all the time. So there's a reason this happens, because what happened, I had this problem when I first started coaching. Yeah. What happens is basically I would take on anybody, which meant that I needed to write like fresh programs all the time because I had nobody in my program that was similar. Which when you start to get busy, you got 20, 30, 40 online clients, that becomes a big bottleneck. It becomes a bottleneck. It slows you down because you're writing new programs all the time. However, when you dial in on one niche, one person, one program. All you got to do is customize it for that person. So that's why this is really important. And then that saves you time so you can work on sales. And if you choose to ignore this again, you are going to face more sales objections than you can handle. Trust me, I've been there. I felt the pain. It is annoying. So you want to get over that. Now, the next part before the qualification process is the warm-up process. If you want to screenshot this, go ahead and screenshot it. I would screenshot it if I was you. Now, the reason this is important is before you get on a sales call, if any of you guys ever book a call with me, you're going to get emails, you're going to get text messages, and I'm going to send you as much free value as I can. Does anyone know what the 7-11-4 rule is? Anyone? Put it in the chat if you know what that is. The 7-11-4 rule. If you don't know what it is, it's fine. But essentially, before I get on a call with somebody, I want to give them as much value as I physically can. So let's just imagine you booked a call on my diary. Let's say it's on Monday, yeah, Monday coming. In between now and Monday, I'm going to send you maybe a podcast that I've been in. I'm going to send you a YouTube video of maybe a video of me like working out or teaching people how to do something. It might be 3 ways to improve your 5K time. Step 1, step 2, step 3. But YouTube's better because YouTube, you can go in depth. Yeah. I might send you an Instagram video. Now, my personal preference is I always go with the YouTube video because people love YouTube. I want people to watch my YouTube like a TV series. So I'm not trying to go I'm not trying to be famous. I'm trying to be effective. Okay. So someone books a call. They immediately get an email or a text message. Hey, Michael, thanks for booking a call. Can't wait to speak on Monday. But in between now and then, I think you should watch this video because it's really going to help you. Obviously, when they watch that video, I've got another 10, 20 videos on my YouTube channel that also talk about other pain points because I know my niche so well. I know every pain point that he's feeling right now. How to be attractive for your partner. Why you can't take off your shirt on the beach. How to improve your testosterone. I got so much pain points that I know about my client, ideal client, that I can make a million YouTube videos. So I do make as many as I can, put it on my channel, and that guy's going to go on a YouTube binge because every person goes on YouTube binges. I've done it where I watch one video and it's like, oh, I watch another one. It's like, oh, so I want to create that before we get on a call. If you don't have any YouTube stuff, that's fine. After today, you should go do it. But if you don't, send them your best Instagram video. That's the best you can do for now. But you got to send them something. If you've been featured on the podcast, send them the podcast. All I'm doing, yeah, is I'm warming them up before we get to this part because I want them to know that I'm the guy to solve their problems. Okay. And then you might want to send them another text and email reminder before the call because you don't want to be booking your diary getting booked up and people don't show up. You don't want them to be booked up and they don't know you. You don't want them to be booked up and you haven't given them any value. Okay. Then when you get on the call, I've had calls with people, yeah, and they feel like they know me because I've sent them so many videos or they've been on my social media and they see I've always like referenced my YouTube videos. They feel like they know me. They understand me. I get people on calls with me. They're like, oh, you played football. Da, 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 da. I talk about it all the time. So you want to create that because I don't want it to feel like a sales call. I want you to know me. I actually want you to know me. It shouldn't be a sales call because I genuinely believe I can help you move forward. Okay. So this sequence is very, very important. And if you want to know a bit more about that sequence, I have a Google document that will outline it in a bit more detail as well. But essentially the 7-11-4 rule, yeah, this is research that Google did. And they found that people need to consume about 7 hours of your content. They need to have 11 touch points with you and 4 locations before they buy. Okay, so the locations would be email, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, as an example, or LinkedIn. Yeah, so that would be 4 locations and 7 hours of consumption. Yeah, so how do we increase or speed up this process? It is not posting YouTube shorts and TikToks because that lasts 30 seconds or a minute. It's podcasts, 45 minutes to an hour. It's YouTube, 45 minutes to an hour or 30 minutes, whatever it may be. So that's how you speed up. That's how you speed up this process, right? So I'm not saying everyone needs to go out here and try and be a YouTuber. You don't need to. Like you could just make YouTube videos like this right now that I'm doing with you guys. Where do you think this is going? This is going on YouTube. And I'm going to send it out to people. Okay. Now speeding up my 7 hours. I'm going to have to mute you, Dagmara. Sorry. So, and then the touch points, again, is how many times they consume it and locations. Again, locations, email, text, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever you use. If you don't have email, you should start thinking about email marketing, especially if you're already in online coaching as well. Okay, so I'm not going to get into this too much, but I think it should be pretty obvious. If you're going to do online coaching, you want to be taking your sales calls via Zoom or Google Meet, but essentially we want to see people's faces. It's a lot difficult. It's a lot more difficult than selling in person because you don't get to physically see someone like in the room with them. So Zoom, and a lot of sales training, they'll talk to you about building rapport. I don't believe in that because there's no point in me building rapport with you when you know what we're here to talk about. Like you already know I'm trying to sell you something. So why am I gonna? How's your day? Nah, I'm not. I'm nice. I'm not rude, but you know, you're right. Yeah, how you getting on? I like to use humor because humor breaks the tension in the room. So if I start the sales call and I'm like, yo, thanks for hopping on. How's your day been? No, and then they'll say something to me, and I'll be like, yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm just trying to survive, and I'll laugh because all I want to do is I want them to just laugh with me because they know I'm going to sell them something. So why am I? I'm not going to pretend. I'm meant to sell you something. So and then you want to pre-frame. Just let them know how this call is going to work. Look, I'm going to see if I can help you today. I'm going to see where you're at, where you want to get to, and what that gap is. If I can help you, then I will. If I can't help you, I'm going to be honest and we'll just leave it there. Is that okay with you? Yeah, man, that's cool. Boom. Now we get into the real sales. Now we get into the real game, okay? So there's different phases of a sales call, okay? And when you don't get this right, this is why you get objections like, I need to think about it, or can I talk to my partner, or I can't afford it. Yeah. You need to understand each situation accordingly and you need to address it ASAP. Because why would I wait till the end of the call to find out if someone can afford it? I will just let them know. I'll try and find out from the get-go. So I'm not going to go through every question. I'm going to pull out the most important questions. And like I said at the start, there's 4 frameworks. Obviously, there's more than 4, but these are the most important 4 to me. But with this, I spoke about NLP. And this doesn't work if you're selling like it's a consultation, like you're just going question, question, question. You need to be smooth in your delivery. You need to deliver like it's a conversation, and the tone of your voice is very important. Yeah. If you're just asking in a very bland, unenthusiastic way, then you're not going to actually evoke any emotion. So, number 1 question to always find out is what's the person's goal, and never accept their first answer. If you accept their first answer, they're going to give you fluffy answers like, oh, I just want to tone up. No, you want to ask them their goal and you want to find out why. You can ask why about 5 times. You want to ask them what they're doing right now and how long they've been trying. Because if someone says they've been trying for 5 years, then there's a problem. So this is really important. Now, you can't always directly ask about money because people are obviously a bit, money is a touchy subject. So what I like to do is I ask them about their habits around spending money. For example, how much money do you spend on alcohol? How many times do you buy fast food? Um, do you smoke? Do you buy coffee every day? I try to find out, but I mask it in a way where I'm asking them about like their nutritional habits, but their spending nutritional habits, as well as alcohol, because obviously a lot of people in England like to drink on the weekends. So I'm trying to find out if someone's telling me they can't afford 250 a month, but they drink alcohol every weekend. That don't make sense, does it? So that's how I know at the end of the call they're lying when they say I can't afford it, but you just told me you drink every week, mate. That don't make sense. So again, you need to ask the right questions before that. How much did you spend at lunch, at work? Are you always like buying out or do you meal prep? You see how these questions are allowing me to get that information that I need. Okay. Then there's one more question I always ask, because another objection is my partner, my partner, my partner. I always ask someone this. Is your partner aware of how you feel? And are they on board with you wanting to get in better shape or improve your health? Or I might just ask them like, does your partner know that we're on a call right now? Or are we on a bit of a secret mission here? And I'll laugh. I'll just laugh. I want to break the ice. They know what I'm doing, but I'm just breaking the ice. Are we on a secret mission here? Obviously, they'll be like, if it's a guy, so obviously women and men are very different. A guy, he'll say, yeah, no, it's fine. She knows. Da, 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 da. Women sometimes, and I love women. I love men. No, well, yeah, I love men too, but you know what I mean. A woman might say something like, she'll usually give me that the partner's aware, but she will mask it in a way where she won't make it clear that the partner is included in the decision making process. So with women, I tend to actually explicitly ask, like, is your husband like aware that you're on this call with me, and like, have they already like given you the go ahead in terms of like, making a decision on this? And they'll usually give me an answer. I'm very direct. And that way, I don't have to sit around and wait till being 45 minutes into the call to then be told I need to ask my partner. I just ask you now. Because if they say yes, I'm ending the call. And I'm going to ask them, okay, I get that. I'll ask you a few more questions. And I'll be like, look, I think the best way for us to move forward is, can we get your husband on the next call? Or can we get your wife on the next call? And we can just finish this off? Yeah, cool, no problem. And what I'll do in between now and then is I'll go away and put together a bit of a game plan, and then I can show both of you, because I don't want to show you the whole thing and your partner doesn't really understand. And I know you can tell him, but you can't sell my program like me. So is that okay? Yeah, but it's how you say it, okay? Am I making sense so far, guys? If I'm not making sense, tell me to shut up. I'm sorry. I don't like to talk too much, but hopefully that makes sense. I'm seeing people nodding and smiling, so I'm hoping that making sense. Okay, cool. So the next part, yeah, is pulling emotion. And if you don't do everything I just said, again, you're going to get a lot of objections. But the next part is pulling emotions in the call. People buy from an emotional standpoint, yeah? They buy with emotion and they justify with logic, okay? So you have to understand that they buy with emotion, they justify with logic. So I got to make some content out of this because I'm giving you guys some gems today. So what I want you to think about, yeah, when you start to do this, is I want you to think about how you can get people to emotionally commit to the process, because a lot of the times people don't sign up with you because they're scared. Okay, so we need to get them excited rather than being scared, because fear is not a good place to be in. So these are some questions you can ask. I'm not going to go into detail on these, but again, you want to ask them how this is going to affect their life. What are the benefits that they want to see? If they achieve, let's say they achieve 20 pounds of fat loss, how is that going to change their circumstances? Let them tell you how great like this life transformation is going to be for them. People are still coming up half an hour late. Come on. And then micro commitments. It's important that I want to get people in the habit of saying yes throughout the conversation. So I want them to explain that they really want to do this. So a simple question that I might ask is, how important is this on a scale of 1 to 10? Being honest, is this an urgent matter, or would you be okay being in the same shape in 6 months' time? The reason I ask these questions is, if sometimes people get to the end of the call with you and they'll be like, oh, you know what, I like this, but I'm not ready to start right now. So why did we just talk for half an hour? What, that was a waste of time. So you need to ask this early, because if you find this out and they say, you know what, I'm going on holiday in February, but I want to do this in March, I'm not going to go for another 45 minutes on the call. If I ask this in the first 10 minutes, I can be like, okay, no problem. Why don't we just reschedule this for February? Because people will book calls with you, even though they have no intention of getting started. Even if they got good intentions, they really like the program and they like you, but they'll still book a call and waste your time. So rather than doing that, ask early. Ask early. So then you can see if they really want to do this or not. Because if they don't want to do it, you can't charge a high price for someone who doesn't want to do this. It's like me, like telling you guys, hey, come buy my online mentorship program, but you want to do face-to-face PT and you want to do online coaching in the summer. All right, well, let's not get on a call until the summer. Well, I'm not going to waste your time. Same thing with fitness. People are away, stuff like that. Don't do it. You got to respect your time, because your time is valuable, and my time is valuable too. So you got to recognize that. So before I get to pitching the program, the next thing we need to start thinking about is the consequences. So these are called consequence questions. That's a bit of a mouthful. Now, there's more than 2 questions that I would ask, but I just put 2 here. Essentially, what I'm doing is I'm giving my clients an opportunity to explore the possible consequences of not solving this problem. So I'm building that bridge, that gap between where they want to get to and where they are now before I pitch the program, which is the solution. Okay. So I usually ask a question along the lines of like, all right, Michael, so like, have you considered the possible ramifications of you like not doing anything about this? Like, let's just say in 6 months' time, you're in the same position, you're still 20 pounds overweight, you can't run around with the kids. Like, how would you feel? Would you be happy with that? Then they'll give me an answer. Then I'll be like, okay, cool. Well, I don't want that for you, brother. I think I can help you, man. So before I move forward, are you happy with me to share my screen and show you the program? Then we get into sharing the screen. Cool. Now they're giving me the green light, but I've also established that they're not happy if they're in the same position in 6 months' time. So I'm put it in a way where They almost have to do this, kind of. So that's kind of my goal when I say something like that, because I want them to be ready to work with me. I don't want to have to sit and wait for them to work with me. So I'm having some issues here, some technical issues. Yeah. And the more I wait, the more I waste time with them. It doesn't help. It doesn't help me. So I create a gap in their mind so that they can make a decision sooner rather than later. Because I'm going to explain something in a second that will hopefully change your perspective around the objections that we get in coaching. How are we for time? Good, perfect. We're on time. So I can't go over pitching the program today because that is like a whole hour-long training in itself. But I'll give you some pointers. Yeah. When you're pitching your program, just keep it short. Don't waffle too much. Don't talk too much. If you've got like a pitch deck or slideshow, don't list off all the features on the program like a robot. Yeah. You need to think about the features of your program and how it benefits them. If you ask the right questions beforehand, what you want to do is you want to link the features to the benefits of the program. And that is the problem solved right there. Okay. The next thing is you need to learn how to use analogies and storytelling to help leads conceptualize how your program helps them. I'll give you a prime example right now. Let's just say I was selling something and someone said to me, they lack motivation. Yeah. They're not consistent with their training. They train for 6 weeks and then they give up. Yeah. You know them people that say they fall off all the time. I would say something like, okay, cool. So, all right, Michael, basically we do weekly check-ins. Yeah. Every single week you check in, you fill out a form. And you know how you mentioned that you're not motivated or you lose motivation? Well, the way that I like to see it is like this. Your children, they brush their teeth every day, right? But when they were kids, I bet they didn't do it, or they would argue, they didn't want to do it. But when they're older, they do it. Why? Well, it's because, they've done it so much that it's become a habit. It's just a part of their life. The same process is going to happen here. I'm going to hold you accountable every single week, and the training is going to be like brushing your teeth. And the reality is, you can tell me, like, do you need to be motivated to brush your teeth? No, you don't, right? So the same thing here. If I get you to the position where you feel good, you don't need motivation. It's just like your kids don't need motivation to brush their teeth. So I used a bit of storytelling and a bit of like an analogy, a comparison to explain how my weekly check-in, which is a feature, benefits them. Rather than me just saying, "Oh, hey, do a weekly check-in, every week you check in with me and I'll hold you accountable." People don't know what that means sometimes. So I use a story to explain what that means. That's an easy way for them to conceptualize. Okay. And then if you can, sprinkle some social proof as much as you can. I've been doing it today, right? You guys saw my screenshots, me with my clients. You got to sprinkle in some social proof. So if you've got testimonials, before and after photos, stuff like that, sprinkle that in your pitch deck, okay? Because people will buy like that. Once you've done pitching the program, simple question, just ask them a very simple question. Does that sound like something that can get you in the best possible position to achieve whatever their goal is? Yeah. And the reason I ask this is because there's no guarantees. But if we can consistently put you in the right position, you're likely to be successful. I want to ask them that question because I need them to confirm that they liked what I pitched. If they didn't like it and they say no, you probably had something wrong with your pitch or the questions you asked. Okay. When they give me that, I want to know what specifically. So, okay, good, man. I'm glad to hear that. What specifically about it do you like? Is it the meal plan, the training program? What is it that you feel is going to help you the most? Okay, but why? So I've asked them to basically commit to me and basically explain that they love my program. Yeah. If they don't love it, there was an issue with the pitch. Trust me. But once you get this, you've already got some commitments. Now, I can't teach everybody how to pitch their price, but here's the thing I'll say to you. Yeah. You need to pitch your price with confidence. If you sound like a nervous little baby when you're pitching your price and your voice goes high pitch or your voice is all croaky, you're not going to make the sell. Sorry to tell you that. Nobody's going to buy from you. So you can't pitch and be scared. When you say your price, say it with the utmost confidence. Yeah. So Michael, the program is a 6-month program for 1,500. And my guarantee is pretty simple. Look, you can try the first 30 days. There's a love it or leave it guarantee. If you don't like it after 30 days, you can leave. All I ask is that in the first 30 days, you do everything I tell you to do. Is that cool with you? And then shut up. Don't say anything. Too many people pitch their program and then they start to justify the price. After you pitch the price, just be quiet. Let them talk. And this is what they're going to do. They're going to sit there. Some people are going to just be like looking at the screen. They're going to be scratching their heads. They're going to be like, And they're going to ask you this question. They're going to say, do I have to pay it all up front? Because you should be pitching your price up front and then offer breakdowns later. When they ask that, I simply say, ideally, yeah, we noticed that the people that that pay up front, they get the best results. Would that be an issue for you? Okay. And then let them explain a bit more, because maybe it might not be an issue, but you just testing you. They want to see something. Now, I just want to warn you guys, none of this works if you don't have a good offer. Can't go for an offer today because that's obviously that's another hour of training. I only got 60 minutes. But if you don't have a good offer, something that people want to buy, this ain't gonna work. If your messaging is not dialed in correctly and you don't practice this, it ain't gonna work. Okay. So you need to know this. Right. This is part 4, I believe. So this is the most one, it's part 3. Now, this is the most important part of this whole process, and it's handling objections. Okay. Now, these are the top 3. I need to think about it. I need to ask my partner. I can't afford it. They can be genuine. Some people literally can't afford it, but it usually comes down to 2 things. There's only 2 real objections in sales: fear and logistics. Some people are genuinely scared. They don't trust you. They don't believe it works. They don't think they can do it. Or logistics. They literally don't have the cash right now. They might want to do it, but they literally do not have the 250 a month or the 1500 or 2 grand right now, or 3 grand, whatever it may be. Yeah. So every time I get an objection, I take people through a 3 or 4 step protocol. Number 1 is diffuse the situation. Because if someone says, I need to think about it, and you come out the gate saying, what do you need to think about? What do you think they're going to do? Oh, why are you attacking me? Don't say that. Listen, someone said I need to think about it. Oh, cool, no problem, man. I understand that, Jamie. I need to think about it too sometimes when I make big purchases, man. I get that. Just relax, man. Cool, no problem, bro. I get it. Then I inquire. Do you mind if I ask you a quick question, though? Like, in regards to you thinking about it? Yeah, of course. Do you think that what I showed you is going to help you? Is that going to help you lose the weight? Yeah, definitely. Why? Why though? Cool. So now all I've did, yeah, I've diffused it, I've inquired, and I've got confirmation that what I do works. They told me it works, and I asked them why. So now I feel more comfortable, and I've got clarification that they like what I've got to show them. Now I can dig a little bit. Cool. So just so I have a bit of a better understanding, like what aspects of what I've shown you do you need to think about the most? Like, is it the price? Is it like do you need to talk to your partner? Now you can actually find out what the real objection is, because I've diffused the situation. I've made them relax. I've made them realize I'm not here for your money. I want you to pay me, but ultimately, if you're not ready to make this step forward, I can't help you anyway. So now we can find the real objection. This is where we now break it down. So I need to think about it is nonsense, because people don't have to think about whether they want to be successful or not. It's either you want it or you don't. And people, the reason that coaches fail to get the right objection, the true objection, is because they're scared to ask questions and scared to push people. When someone says I need to think about it, you just shit your pants and let them go away and think about it. How many people, when they say I need to think about it, get back to you? I would say, in my experience, maybe 1 or 2 out of every 10 people actually get back to me. They usually just disappear or they start ghosting me. So I'm not saying you've got to push everyone and be aggressive, but what you need to do is you need to inquire, find out the real objection, which is going to be fear or logistics. Because now after this, I'm going to get one of these 2. I need to ask my partner, or I can't afford it, which we're going to show you how to deal with that in a second. So next one is partner. Okay, so the partner one is usually the same step process. It's the same process. Just turn this off. It's exactly the same process, diffuse situation again. But this time I would use humor. Yeah, Jamie, I get that. I get that, man. I'd do the same too. I mean, if my missus saw me spend this much money, she'd probably kill me. Laughter. Just laugh a little bit more relaxed. Cool. But can I ask you a quick question? Again, I inquire and I confirm. Do you think that what I showed you is going to work? Why? Blah, blah, blah. Now we dig. Cool. So when you go to your partner, like, do you think that they're going to be on board with you, you know, getting fitter, improving your health, improving your life? Like, what do you think they're going to say? I mean, you know her best. Okay, cool. So they're going to give you an answer now. Okay. Then you might want to, you can further inquire on this. Now, I don't like to give scripts, so I can't give you like an exact word for word breakdown, but essentially you ask this question to find out what the partner would think, but really what they say is what they think deep down. So then you might want to ask this question next, and it'll be like, okay, I understand that. So the partner does want you to get fitter and in shape. So like, out of what I've showed you, then what do you think the partner would be opposed to? Now I'm going to find out the real objection, because they've said that the partner wants them to get in shape and they like my program. So now I just need to find out what would the partner not agree to. Why can't we move forward now? So now I can get the real objection, which might be sometimes it might be that the partner is involved with the finances, like they control the finances. So that's not really fair. That's logistics. So now we've got to work out a way that we can get them to commit or get on a call with the partner. And then a last question you can ask is like, what if the partner says no? Yeah, just so I know like what the next steps would be for you. Because if the partner says no, your goal is still to lose weight and get in shape, right? So what are you gonna do then? You're just gonna stop? No. So we go through this phase to then find out a bit more about the partner. And then last one, I can't afford it. This one, in my opinion, I prefer to get this one out of all of them, because this one you can break this down quite easily. I can't afford it. So I'm not going to go through this again, but same process: diffuse, inquire. Now you need to confirm, but you need to explain to them. Forget about the money. Yeah, it's not about money here. The question you want to ask is like, do you actually think that this is going to help you? So James, forget about the money for a second, bro. Like, I don't really care about the money right now. Do you actually think what I showed you is going to help you? Because that's really what I want to know. They're going to say yes, hopefully, if you pitched it correctly. If they say no, start wrong with your pitch. Make sure we're good for time. Yeah, good. If they say yes, then cool. You ask them a simple question. So if I came in the room and I just gave you like $5,000 right now, would you invest in this? If they say no, problem with the pitch. If they say yes, great. If they say yes, ask why. Because all this is doing, yeah, is this is letting us know that regardless of the money, yeah, they would do this. If they had the money right now, they would do it. So that tells me it's a logistical issue. It's not fair. They're not scared of starting with us, which is important. So if I know that, now I can start to offer some solutions. Okay. And then I'll ask this question right here. So, okay, so you like the program, man. I love that, man. So this is more around the logistics of actually investing rather than if you think we can help you, right? Okay, yeah, okay. It's more of a cash thing. Great. Now, from this point onwards, we can offer a payment plan. Yeah. Like, that's it. We can offer a payment plan. So I might say something like, all right, James, so I get that obviously 1,500 up front is a bit much for you at the moment. If we were to break it down into a more manageable process, would that be better for you? And then if they're probably going to ask you, what's the manageable process? You'd be like, okay, cool. We got two options, man. We can split it in half. So it'll be 1,250 now and then 1,250 at the end of 3 months, or you can pay monthly. It's up to you, but monthly is a little bit more expensive. Is that cool with you? Then from there you make the sell. But if it is logistical and the cash is literally not there, the sale is pretty much done unless and I don't. It's more of an American thing than a UK thing. But if you want to push people to use credit, I don't always recommend it. Me personally, I'm not a fan of that because I don't want to put people in mad positions. I want you to bet on yourself and take risk, but I'm not really with all of that. But if you want to do that, that's your style. If it's fair, you can coach them through it and maybe offer a 30-day commitment deposit, 30-day guarantee, stuff like that. But if the cash literally isn't there and you've gone through all of these steps, that person shouldn't have been on the phone with you anyway, basically, is the issue. So, like I said, selling is a skill. You have to practice it every single week. What I've shown you is one piece of a very large pie, okay? And we practice selling, I would say, well, we do every Tuesday night, 90 minutes, yeah, sometimes 2 hours. You can see some of us, this was like maybe a month ago. So we practice selling every week because it's the hardest part of being an online coach. Forget about content and marketing and all that. If you can't sell your program, you are going to flop. You're not going to make money. Okay. I need you to understand that. It's very important that you understand that. Okay. So, so far what we've covered, qualifying, warming people up, setting up your sales calls, pitching. And this is all stuff that's working for our team members right now, which is why I'm showing it to you, because if it wasn't working, I wouldn't show it to you. That's kind of what I need to understand. Whoops. I think I've lost you guys. Let me just get this back. What's happened? Oh, there we go. Yeah. This is what's working for our clients right now. So I need you to understand that the reason that I'm showing you this is because it works, and it works because we practice. You guys, you wouldn't be good at deadlifting or squatting or lunging or doing pull-ups or playing basketball if you don't practice. You have to practice sales. Okay. So now, before we get to practice, like I said at the start, guys, for those of you that are interested in learning a bit more about what we do, we're actually doing a free 30-day trial of our service. I'm going to put the link in the chat for those of you that want to book a call with me next week. Literally 30 days, you can work with us for free, get inside the systems, you can steal everything and leave if you want to. Don't really care. I'm putting the link here because we're going to practice. The link's in the chat. Book your call with us now because I don't have a lot of slots available and we're only doing it for 100 people. So the next 100 people that do book a free trial with us, you're going to work with us for 30 days. We're going to set up your pages, fix your content, fix your sales, blah, blah, blah. But now we're going to practice. I've got 10 minutes. This is what we're going to do for anyone who's brave and wants to kind of put what we just put to the test, what we did to the test. Essentially, I'm going to give you a scenario, and you're going to try and break the objection. I want to just test somebody in the room. Now, this is just a micro kind of thing of what we do every Tuesday night. So we're all in a room. Imagine whoever does like boxing here, and you're going sparring. Yeah, we're doing. This is what we do every Tuesday night, and sometimes it's different. Sometimes we'll focus on the pitching, blah blah blah. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask somebody who feels brave, feels confident to unmute themselves. Yeah. And we're just going to do, I've only got 10 minutes, so we're going to get straight into it. And we're going to go straight in with some objection role play. I'm going to give you a scenario. We're going to imagine that we're at the end of the call. Yeah. So you've already pitched me the program. You're going to just go from there. And if no one says they want to do it, I'm going to just pick someone randomly. So I need someone who's brave. Who's ready? Who's going to step up to the plate? Come on. I don't want to hear no silence in here because I'm going to end it right now. Okay, there we go. Let's go. All right, then. So what I'm going to do, let's do this. I'm going to put it in the chat, yeah? Actually, no, I'll just say it. So what we'll do is, let's just imagine you've already pitched me the program. You've given me everything. We'll just go 2 minutes, yeah? Essentially, I'm going to give you a scenario of who I am. So let's just say male, 30 years old, busy, city, office worker. I'm just writing it out so you got this. Wants to lose dad bod before the summer. Wants to play with kids without getting tired. What else would I say? Deep insecurity around body. Okay, so I'm just going to send that to you personally, so you got that. So that's the rough scenario. You've already pitched the program, yeah? All we're going to do now is we're at the end, you'll say something like this. All right, Jav, so the program's 1,500 for 6 months, and that comes with whatever guarantee. How would you like to proceed? From there, I'm going to set the timer. I'm going to give you an objection, and you're going to let's just try and move forward, yeah? Let me get my timer up. Whenever you're ready.
All right, Jav. The program is £2,000 for 12 weeks. Do you have a card hand? At the hand.
Actually, I don't even have my card with me, you know. Would you be able to just send me the link, and I'll get back to you, and I'll just fill it out when I get the link.
Yeah, that's okay. I can send you the link now, and I can walk you through the payment.
Okay. Yeah, no, you know what? Could you just give me a little bit of time to just think about it, and I'll get back to you by the end of the week?
Yeah, I can do. Obviously, spending that amount of money isn't something you do every day. Quick question: is there something specifically that you need to think about?
I guess really just the overall investment, and you know, if this is something I can do right now, I guess.
If you had, let's say, £5,000, is this something that you pull the trigger on?
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I like the look of the program. I think that, yeah, I think it suits me, but I ain't got that. I ain't got the money right now. Basically, I need to. Well, I might have it, but that's why I want to go away and think about it and just quickly check the finances and stuff.
Is it a problem with parting with a large amount of cash at the moment? Potentially, if you're open to it, I could have some payment options. Would that make the process easier?
Yeah, for sure. What are the options that you got available at the moment?
You can pay monthly, or you can pay it in 3 installments.
Okay.
How does that?
It would be the same price across all of them, or?
Monthly is a bit more expensive, but over 3 installments, it's split up equally.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that definitely sounds a bit more achievable for me, man.
Okay, sounds good. Are you okay for me to send you the link for the 3 installments, or to pay monthly?
Yeah. Cool. Well done. Good, wicked. Was that your first time doing something like that, or do you do sales training a lot?
Nah, I do like I work in IT sales.
Okay.
Funnily enough, I quit my job today, so.
Oh wow. Okay. To do online coaching.
Yeah, just to try something different. Online coaching is something that I'm looking at, and I'm training to just complete my PT qualification as well. But I train a lot of my friends, and they say that I should do online coaching. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. For your first time, I could tell you was listening. That was good. Here's the feedback I'll give you though, yeah. So I tried
I
to drop
did
it. I tried to hint it during the thing, but um, when I said, "Oh, I'm not sure I can afford it right now," I would have quizzed on that. I would have quizzed about that. Okay, so can't afford it
yeah,
right now. So is there like a particular time frame that would work better for you?
yeah, that
Okay.
was that.
So there's little things, yeah. I always try my best to listen to what people say because sometimes people they kind of give you the answer without like, but they don't realize they're doing it. So I always really try to listen intensely so that I don't always harp on the uh the objection of the money because when it's all about money, yeah, people get very guarded. They get
Yeah,
very guarded about it. So, but that was your first time, bro. That was good. Like we got people in our program. They show up every week and they practice enough. So you got to practice. So that's good.
yeah, yeah.
In 2 months' time, you'd be killing it. Wicked. Right, one more, man. Someone else got to step up, man. If not, I'm going. I'm leaving. I need someone else to step up to the plate. Be brave. You want to make sales? You got to be comfortable. You got to step in the ring. Anyone? I'm gonna call someone out. Someone that's looking. Ade just turned on his screen. We got 2 minutes. I got 5 minutes, and I gotta go. I got a call right after this. I want to make sure some other people get a chance. You're muted though, Ade. You're muted, so I can't hear you. Just press unmute. We'll just go 2 minutes.
1 second, let me just put my phone up. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear. Ade, just tell me a little bit about yourself. What you doing at the moment? PT, online coach. What's your
So
status?
on online coach at the moment.
Wicked, lovely.
Yeah.
Do you
So I've
have a
been
niche?
doing
Do you
that
have a
for
target market?
so mainly working with body transformations.
Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely. That's
Yeah.
good. Sorry, I was using my printer, so everything's just noise and noise. Okay, wicked. How long you been doing that for?
So it's just over a year now.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
just over a year.
All right, man. Love that. All right, bro. So what we'll do, we'll go again. I'm gonna give you a scenario. I'm gonna message you personally on here on the chat. We'll go a quick 2 minutes.
That's,
Do you
that's,
have
that's,
is it women or men or do you coach both?
so both, I would say probably 80% guys, to be fair.
All right, then we'll run with guys. Let's just say young male, 22, uh, to get in shape for Marbella trip.
Marks.
Socially, because not feeling confident. And the reason I give you guys a scenario, yeah, is because when you ask the right questions beforehand, you can also use that in your objection breaking, as in like you can quiz them on the importance of like what they said is important to them beforehand, basically. So it's really important that you kind of utilize that. Um, and then the insecurity, training for, and being in shape. All right, so we'll go a quick 2 minutes. Just let me know if you got that. I think you're on your phone, right? So just let me know. I know it might be a little bit small on your screen.
Yeah, I've got it.
What we'll do is we'll go from the end of the program. Quick one. Obviously, you're already doing online coaching. How much are you charging, if you don't mind me asking?
So 3 month package 900 and
Good,
6 month 1700.
good. All right. So what I want you to do then is let's imagine we're at the end. You already picked your program. Give me that price part, and then we'll go from there. Yeah.
Okay,
2 minutes
cool.
on the clock. Let's go. Boom. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, cool. So Jamal, we've got two options. You could either go for the 6 month package, which is £1,700. Are you right to get started now?
Um, I like it, Ade, but you know what? Like, I'm not gonna be honest with you. I just think that I want to kind of give it a little bit of a go myself first.
Okay, I fully get that. I mean, I'm actually just curious, if you thought you would be able to reach your goals at this point, what do you think is stopping you from doing that yourself already?
Um, Oh, that's a good question. I guess right now, like I said before, it's just more like the strategies in the gym. I don't actually know, like, I know how to train and stuff, but like putting together like a proper plan in that, I struggled with that.
Yeah, I see. And would you say with the structure that I went through with my online program and the results that I've been able to achieve with people, would you say you're confident in that my program would be able to actually give you that structure to get in shape for Marv so you can be in the club living your best life?
I definitely think it will help. Definitely, definitely think.
Okay, when you say it would help, is there anything specific that comes to mind about the program that you feel would really get you in shape that you haven't done before?
I would say the consistency of like having a plan, and then also I guess the accountability side, man, because you know I think it's so easy to go to the gym and then just kind of fall off a little bit. I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, and it's crazy how that cycle can really end up just repeating itself. And this time next year, where you're in the same position, having the same core out, trying to get in shape. So, I mean, do you feel like with my accountability week to week that we went through, you'd be able to be consistent and motivated and actually finally get in that shape that you really wanted to for months?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But that's the thing, though, man. I just think like if I give it a go myself for a longer period of time, I think I'll get there basically. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all and good. I mean, speaking to you definitely feels like you have a structure around training. But I mean, with the time frame in mind, do you feel like there is an opportunity for you to this to take longer than it needs to for you?
Hmm. I mean, after everything showed me, I think that like I could probably, I think I know what to do to get started. I think where I might potentially fail is just kind of sticking with it over the long term. So
Yeah. I mean, imagine going with this by yourself, and I mean, by the time Marbs has come, you haven't got in shape. You've barely seen any progress. How would that make you feel if you put all that effort in and you still haven't quite got towards your goal again? And
all right, I'm gonna leave it there. That was good. That was actually really, really good. That was good. That was good. Um, can I ask you, have you done like sales training, objection handling before?
yeah, a little bit of objection handling. Yeah,
Okay, that was good, man. That was really good pacing, good tone of voice. You asked a very good question at the start. I cannot remember what you said, but it was a very good question at the start. Here's what I would have added, yeah.
yeah,
And don't worry, this is what I see a lot of our coaches as well. In regards to when someone says something like, "Oh, I want to try on my own," I always ask them like, "Okay, I get that. Like, firstly, have you tried on your own before?" Obviously, I ask it in a nice way, like, "Have you tried on your own before?
yeah,
Do you have the tools? Do you have the tools, the ability, the skill to get to where you want to get to?" Which is what you asked me kind of at the end, which was good. I always ask that question, and then um, I also tell a story or an analogy. So I'll be like, it depends what scenario. Let's say someone with short hair, I'll be like, okay, cool. Like, do you cut your own hair? And they say no, and I'll be like, okay, so why don't you cut your own hair?
yeah,
Because I go to a barber, a professional. Okay, so like, you go to a professional to get your hair done. So why don't you go to a professional for your health? Why would you try and do that on your own? You see what I mean? Like, I use a story analogy to compare because
no,
people love
100%.
stories and analogies. Do you know what I mean? Stories work so well. So sometimes you use a story to help that make sense. Hopefully, that does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wicked. All right, team. So I'm sorry, I do have to end this one rather abruptly. Usually when we do these weekly trainings, I can stay for another like 20, 30 minutes, but I have a call right now. The person's in the waiting room, so I'm gonna have to kick everyone out. But we are doing a free 30-day trial to work with us. We've never done that before. It's not really it's Michael's idea, but I let him kind of run with this one. So if you guys do want to work with us for free for 30 days, I put the link in there one last time, but I'm gonna slowly kick each of you out. This recording, it's gonna stay between us. Only you guys are gonna get it because you showed up. Yeah, we had 100 and something signups. They ain't all here, so you guys are gonna get this back. So if you ain't booking a call with us, that's fine. But I'm gonna send you the recording. Apart from that, team, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some value in this, and I'll send the slides over to you guys as well if you want the slides. Um, I think that's it. Have a wonderful day, team. I'm just slowly going to remove people. I'm gonna put you all in the waiting room.
Cheers, Jeff.
No worries. Have a good evening or